Long story goes since I was a kid, and so actually I've ended up with my dream job, which was that when I was a little kid I used to come here with Sandra and Rory and do classes, and then I went away and trained and did lots, and then got involved with the fight to save it. And
and that was when it was Suffolk County Council.
That's right, Suffolk County Council owned
drama.
That's it. They owned the building, and in 2006, in part of the great kind of dispensation, they were getting rid of a lot. The developers were coming in, and we had a wonderful campaign to save it. We had two extraordinary benefactors that came on board and offered to buy the place and let us have it rent free, and we're now a proper community interest company, not for profit. I think that the first tenet was we've got to do everything it used to do, because that was such an amazing place to be and it changed my life. And then from that it was how can we build on that without the restrictions of it being a council building. So for example, now we're no longer shut during the holidays, we can be more inclusive of other things, the programming can be much more intense. So, we're usually with shows 4 nights a week, as well as our 3 studio spaces upstairs. So, and also to develop and take the best of what the education department with Rory and Sandra and Patrick used to do, which was go out to schools. And again, we now have our own professional touring company that sends shows out as well. So we've kind of harnessed everything good we can in the area and put it in this building. The whole idea of this place is inclusion, and something that people can rent out anything from, it's the same way buildings like this work, but, they can rent out, young kids can rent out a place for their band to rehearse, anything like that, or even people just to sit and have a cup of coffee sometimes, it's trying to develop this as that hub, and it's not the most convenient location. We're not in the geographically best spot, but what we can do is have an open door policy as much as possible. And we work with young offenders, we work with all sorts of things now. So everyone, I'm trying to develop this as a kind of not a one-stop shop, but a place where people know they can get a space and it's not going to ruin them. And the same way with the theatre programming, that it's not going to cost them 60 quid for a night out. In terms of day-to-day, the one employee on a part-time salary is me. So I'm responsible for programming, all things with the building. But none of this exists without, we must have about 60 or 70 amazing people who just give their time from admin to box office through to, painting a set, through to sweeping up, to cleaning up, doing the wardrobe, handling the wardrobe, just anything. And anything from people who give a couple of hours a week to people who will be here 4 or 5 days a week to help on a specific project. But in a way, I wouldn't change it, because it's what makes this place a fun place to come along, and that kind of mash-up of everybody doing their own thing is quite something.
If you had to sum up the achievements of the Seagull in 3 words or phrases, what would they be?
I would go with, I'm going to try and do the words.
Okay.
In a very rare act of being succinct for me, I will try and do the words. I will go for opportunity. I'll go for positivity, and I would go for difference.
Sounds good to me.
I nearly snuck in welcome as well, because that's a big one, but I didn't want to bust the rule and go for
okay. No, we'll bit like Desert Island Disc.
Thank you, Simon. Excellent. No.
Okay, well, thank you very much, John.
No, thank you for your interest.
Telling us about the place.
Cheers.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.